I'm Cheryl Paris, and I'm from Truro, Nova Scotia. Born and raised here. No, that's not true. Born in New Glasgow, but only spent 5 years there. Doesn't really count. Mother of one, grandmother of two, wife of an amazing firefighter. We've been together since we were kids. We're going on 20-something years. Married 19. I work at Dalhousie. I'm a research officer and animal ethics coordinator. And in my spare time, I chair the board of directors for the Women's Resource Center, the Lotus Center here in Truro. I run 100 Kids Who Care, which is becoming my passion project. I volunteer with United Way Investment Committee. And we are a women's resource center. So basically, if whatever you're looking for, come to us, and if we don't have it, we'll help you find it. So we can navigate the other centers for you. We can help you with job resumes, divorce kits, but we don't do that very often. We try not to dabble in the legal stuff, but we can offer that kind of help. We've got a free closet, and it's amazing. We just got some amazing support from United Way. We remodeled the entire thing, and it is stocked full. So that's free for the women every day. And we also have feminine hygiene products that are available for free every day. And a one-on-one support worker who is amazing. Yeah, for sure. Actually, I'm looking for directors on the board right now at the Lotus Center, because June is our AGM, and we're up for elections in June. So you would attend monthly meetings, which is the third Monday of every month. Volunteer when you can, attend fundraising events, be involved with fundraising events, and attend the AGM. Those are the three basic requirements. Sitting around the table, we might have to answer questions about legal and accounting. The board is responsible for the financial, for the budget, and for implementing policies that support the mandate and, of course, the budget. Yeah, last year in March, we traveled to Guatemala with the Guatemala Outreach Project, which was founded here in Truro. And 21 of us flew to Guatemala, stayed in Antigua, and then bussed in and out to the rural areas, the poorest areas of Guatemala. The things that you see there are a little bit unspeakable. You know, the poverty level is dire, and they need things like water and food and a healthy environment. They're cooking over open fire, basically in their living room, so they're breathing in dirty smoke constantly. The Guatemala Outreach Project installs stoves, safe stoves, so that they can pipe it and not have to sit and breathe in that smoke every day when they're keeping warm and cooking their food. So that's what we did. We installed over 300 stoves in under a week. And the people that I met were absolutely amazing. Leo, the leader of the project, designed these stoves, and they've been remodeled a couple of times over the years because he really wants to have it perfect. He travels with the team. A lot of the team is his family. So I think it really has kind of become his baby and his family's project. And you install them on cement blocks. It's a very basic little wood stove, pipes out the top, and they cook on a single countertop, I guess you would call it. What had happened was, the story that I'm told, being involved in the project, was some doctors traveled over there. And it didn't have anything to do with stoves in the beginning. But what they found was people were dying at high rates with lung cancer. And then they realized that it was a lot of the women. And then they realized it was because they're cooking over open fire and they're breathing in and inhaling the smoke every day, constantly. Yeah, I will definitely go back again. I just have to save the money to go back again.
Like when you get there.
Yeah, it's amazing. And some of them went all out. So they had firecrackers and balloons and piñatas and a big welcome. On our first day, it was pretty amazing because the princess of the village had made some little purses and gave each of the women purses on our first day there. So that was a pretty amazing experience. For them to be giving to us when we're there to give to them, it was just phenomenal. Of course, that was definitely one of the hardest parts. And I tended to, actually, I think the young men noticed that I was paying a lot of attention to them. They reminded me of Caden so much, little baseball hats and taking care of their little sneakers when we gave them the new sneakers or new backpacks or something like that. I had this one little guy follow me for about 3 days because the couple of villages were close together, and he holds a very special place in my heart. I have pictures of him all over my house. I remember one day I gave him his own little lunch can and his own backpack to come and work with us, which he did. He helped us work. And I gave him an extra chocolate bar. And he put it in his pocket, and I thought he was going to save it for later. And we got to a village, and he gave it to this lady. And one of our translators said, that's his grandma. So he saved his chocolate bar and brought it because he knew we were going to install his grandma's stove. Sure, I do see a lot of the same faces. A lot of the committees have the same people on them. I would suggest to everybody, don't volunteer just to volunteer. Don't do it just because you want to be on a committee and that one was available to you. Find out what makes you happy and only get involved in the things that speak to you. The things that are important to you. Good question, and is one of the reasons why I decided to take over the 100 Kids Who Care project, because that is exactly where you get them involved at a young age. They almost don't even know what they're coming for at first, and then it turns into this amazing thing for them. My little next door neighbor, he's only 6 years old, and at the last meeting we were at, Zoe presented for a local woman who needed a wheelchair. She'd lost one arm and one leg back when she was a teenager. And that meeting was about 3 weeks ago, and he hasn't stopped asking me since, how's Sandra doing? Does she like her new wheelchair? He's so happy and feels it and remembers her name and wants to, you know, he's involved now. He's invested now. And I'm sure that that's going to sit with him for many years to come. That's how you get kids excited. You make them feel like they can make a difference. They can make a difference. And when they feel important, they'll go above and beyond.
Who care?
Well, it follows the model of 100 Women Who Care, which is, but we don't have 100 kids yet. We only have about 20. I'll get to 100 though, no worries. So right now we pick a random 3. So when they register, they also register the nonprofit of their choice. And then 3 of those get picked for each meeting. And the child that nominated them gets to speak about them. So the charity itself doesn't get to come and present, but the child gets to present and tell their peers why their charity should get the money. It costs them $10 to come through the door. Sometimes they do chores for it. Sometimes we just give them the money. Who cares? As long as they're given the money, right? They give $10 in the box. Each of their peers present, and then they go and vote. And I have set up little voting boxes so that it's a private vote. So we're teaching them about democracy while we're at it, right? So they go behind their little ballot box and they vote for one of the 3 charities. We count that up, and the winner gets the donation prize. So it's usually around $200. And if it's not $200, I'll bump it up to the $200. And then we've got TD Bank on board, and they give 50 each to the runners up. So nobody loses at all. Oh. I think the 100 kids is my favorite thing to do. Yeah. My grandkids were part of it last year, but they didn't speak yet. And they said they weren't going to speak. No, I can't do it. But this year, they both have taken the mic. If they, you know, depending on the charity they choose, they might have to do a little research in order to do their speech, because they have to do their own speech, right? They have to tell the other kids why this charity should get the money. So they also learn some stuff that they may not have known. But yeah, the kids have to tell the story themselves. And then we invite the charity to come at the next meeting and tell the kids what they've done with their donations. So they actually get to see, or like one time they gave the money to the SPCA, which was a really fun meeting, because then the SPCA showed up with some kittens at the next meeting and thanked the kids for their donation and showed them what their money could do. I mean, I'm a big guru that talks about positive vibes all the time, and I live it. I try to live it. And one of the ways I do that is I run a page called Positive Vibes. You can find it on Facebook. I'm not going to promise to post there every day, but I try and post as much as I can or share as much as I can. Sometimes I do it first thing in the morning, because it's a great way to start your day, is to just get a positive vibe out there. My Positive Vibes cup. I'll put a plug in for CMHA. That's the Canadian Mental Health Association. They sell these mugs here locally. And my Women Supporting Women page. Come and join that. We have a lot of fun there too. Now it has become a place for women to just share empowering posters for the day, or you get the odd business post, which is awesome, because you can find out where to get your nails done if you want, or who's having a sale, or things like that. And I share every news piece I possibly can that has to do with women gaining employment or breaking glass ceilings. They will end up on that page all the time.